but have normal teeth. So at least one capital T. So I'll put a little circle on those that are going to have a big honking nose. So this one will have a big honking nose, a normal teeth, big honking nose. So two little N's in all those cases. Hope you're going to see that. So then let's see, I can use a triangle for how many is going to be bucky teeth but have a normal nose? That would be two little T's. So how many have two little T's but at least one capital N? I'll use a little triangle. Okay, you're a bucky, you're a bucky, you're a bucky. So there's three. So if I continue my ratio, I would say norm bucky is 3, oops, equals 3, and then big nose, I'll just put honking nose, normal teeth is 3, and then allegedly, if that's, I could say more correctly, 9/16, 3/16, 3/16, which leaves me with 1/16. This one right here. We have 1/16. So your chances, if you had 16 kids, one would be expected probability-wise of having both the recessive traits, all lowercase letters. They would have bucky teeth and they would have the big honking nose. All right, so take a look at that. Let's see if that's making sense. So there's the Punnett square with an X over all those that ended with a capital T. And you can see I figured out the sex cells in the top. And so my phenotypic ratio, it's a 9:3:3:1 ratio. But maybe this guy would be like a brilliant scientist. So why are we knocking having a big honking nose and a very lovable bucky teeth? Huh? What's wrong with that? Anyway, so that's as bad as it gets. Now, just for interest's sake, or just for discussion, what if I wipe out this parent, and what if I said that the parent was homozygous, capital N, big T, little t? How would that change our box? So here's what would happen. I'm just gonna get rid of the whole box. Hope you screenshotted it. So this parent would still be pretty much the same. I'm going to pretend that there's a 4-part box here. So here's the thing. Here's the deal. If you only have a limited number of sex cells, you can either repeat them and so you can do all the work, or you can just do it once and then forget about the second half of the box. For example, this person can only make capital N capital T or capital N lowercase t. That's it. That's it. That's not a hybrid parent, mind you. So if they tell you in the setup of a genetics problem that, oh yeah, and sometimes authors will like to do this, they'll say, they'll give you one of the two letters is homozygous and one of the parents, and the other parent gives you one of the pairs of letters is homozygous, and that ends up being a much, much smaller box. So you can see what happens here is I would fill out these two, and the ratio be some number out of 8, and then I could just forget about half of my Punnett square. Isn't that slick? So, last thing before we quit this little video, and you can think about doing this Punnett square thing. I thought I had one. Oh, this is when I was feeling really, really mean to kids, and I challenged them to do a penta hybrid cross. Whoa! 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 Anyway, so here's the thing, here's the deal. How do you figure out a genotypic ratio? You recall in a monohybrid cross how you had, well, I'll draw one really quick right here. I'll use the letter B, big, small, monohybrid cross, and we can say that the big B, let's be a little simplistic here. Big B stands for brown eyes, little b stands for blue eyes. Two brown eyed people get together, they're hybrids. And one of the kids, Well, according to Mendelian genetics, it should be a 3-to-1 phenotypic ratio. That is what they look like. But what is the genotypic ratio? They're just asking you what are the letter combinations possible? Well, it's going to be a 1 to 2 to 1 ratio in terms of a genotypic ratio because it's 1 capital capital, 2 capital small, and 1 small small. So 1 to 2 to 1. Here's the thing. For every time you amplify the number of traits, like a dihybrid cross, here's the deal. You take a monohybrid cross, I'm gonna make some room here, take this, and then you double it, so it's 2 to 4 to 2, and then you repeat it to 1 to 2 to 1. That is the ratio, the genotypic ratio for a dihybrid cross. You just took the monohybrid cross, the genotypic ratio, take that, double it, and repeat it. And so if I will ask you for a trihybrid cross, you take that and double it and repeat it. And if there's a quadrihybrid cross, you take that. So what does this mean? It means that there's probably one that has all capital letters. Well, there's probably one over here that's all lowercase letters. And these other ones are all the combinations in between the 4. That one's going to be hybrids. And I wish I wouldn't have erased it all, but there were 4 boxes on here that were just like the parents. So anyway, hopefully this video clip helps out. So you know what the homework is for next week. There's some practice 4, then your 4 sheets. There's a couple extra we won't worry about, more on that later. And then at the very bottom of the list of all those worksheets is the directions for the extra credit if you want to do it. And that extra credit will be due at the end of week 9. So you have all of this week and all of next week. Maybe just during the weekend in between you could have a biology party. Hope that helps. So look for my 4 pages done for you on genetics problems. I'll roll those out probably midweek.